Welcome back to Up North Kitchen. Today we'll be making shredded venison burritos, and of course you can use any other kind of meat like chicken, beef, or pork as long as it can be shredded in the end. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to combine, this is about 1.5 tablespoons of beef base, and we're going to add that to 2 cups of water. And mix that all up nice. And here we have a whitetail venison neck roast that we shot this fall, so we'll be using that up. And this is a nice way to add venison into your everyday life if you're usually not used to eating it. It's a nice way to try it for the first time. So now that that is all mixed up, we are going to add everything into an Instapot. And if you don't have an Instapot, that's okay. You can use a crock pot if you want to, and just cook it all day long instead, like 8 hours. With the Instapot, it's nice. This will be done in about an hour and nice and shreddable. So we're going to add that in. That was loud, I'm sorry. And our beef base. Get all that extra at the bottom there. And now we'll add the lid on here. Seal it up. And I cook the venison neck roast on meat stew for 60 minutes, and now it's gonna start up and seal down, and we'll see you in an hour. Alright, so our roast is almost done. We've got 10 minutes left on that, so I'm gonna make the rice to be ahead of the game here. For this I use the Mexican rice from Knorr. And you can make your own Mexican rice, but I prefer the flavor of this instead of homemade. And I just follow the instructions on the back here. So they ask for 1 3/4 cups of water and 1 tablespoon of butter. And the packaging, or you don't add the packaging to the water. You add what's in the package. Then you bring that to a boil, and once it's boiling, you cover it and let it simmer for 7 minutes, and then your rice is all done. Ta-da! Okay, so our rice has simmered down, and this is what it looks like. That's the consistency I like it to, plus once it sits for a little bit, it's going to thicken up even more. So that's about the consistency I like. And we'll just move that off the burner now and work on our meat. Okay, so our venison roast is all done, and we did the quick release method instead of the slow release. You can do either. I don't think it affects the meat in any way, so I did the quick release, and now we're going to bring it over to our cutting board and shred it / cut it up. Oh, it's just going to shred. And that's what I love about the neck roasts with venison, is that they just shred so nicely. Like, wow. That's like butter. I don't think I even need to really cut it. But I'm gonna a little bit because I kind of want smaller strands for our burritos instead of big long ones. And it's got a nice beefy flavor to it right now because we just cooked it in the beef broth. But we're going to add it to our saute pan and make it into taco meat. And I'll show you my process for that as well. But man, is that tender. Get every little bit of meat out. So that's all nice and shredded up now. And we'll add that to our saute pan. And then with this, we're going to use our beef base that we cooked our meat in, and we're going to measure out 2/3 cups of it. That's what our taco seasoning recommends. So we'll just measure that out quick. And that's why it's another good reason to season the water that you're cooking your meat in, so you can use it in other aspects of your dishes as well. I don't know if aspects was the right word, but okay. So now get our pan going. Spill some of the taco mix. Add that in there along with our beef venison juice. And I'm going to mix that up and add a little bit more, like another ladle full of it, because I like to simmer the meat with the taco seasoning so it really gets all of that flavor in there. So just one more ladle full. And that's just like a tablespoon probably. And then I put a lid on this and let it simmer until it thickens. So it's cooking down nicely, and I'd say we're almost there, just a couple minutes longer, and then we're there. And we're going to start assembling. Okay. So everything's all done, and now it's time to assemble. We have Fiesta shredded cheese here, refried beans, Sriracha chili sauce, some salsa con queso, sour cream, and then of course we have our rice and our meat. So to start, oh, and tortilla of course. So to start off the burrito, I do a layer of the salsa con queso, spread that around, and then I add some of the shredded cheese, a nice healthy amount of shredded cheese in there. Spread that all around. And then once that's all good to go, you have another flour tortilla, place that on top, and then you'll nuke this in the microwave, 30 seconds, flip, and then another 30 seconds. And then we'll assemble. This one is all ready to go. So what I start with is the sour cream. Plop some on there and spread that out. You want to get everything in every bite. Then I do the queso, and again, spread it out. Beans, I do off to the side, but I still spread it all out. So you don't want a blob of sour cream or a blob of bean at the end of the burrito. Nobody likes that. Then I do just a line of Sriracha. Then the rice. Don't be afraid to get your hands messy because they definitely will. I like a lot of rice in my burrito. Then we add the meat. And then we top that all off with some more shredded cheese. And now the tricky part is trying to make it a burrito. And the ends don't always get folded in. So I just kind of maneuver this the best I can. Like I said, your hands will get dirty. And I just roll it all up. Now it's ready to be put on our griddle, which we have all preheated. And this is really hot. If you don't have a panini press or griddle like this at home, you can do these in a frying pan on your stove. Close that up. And then you wait until both sides are nice and golden brown and crispy. So we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we are looking nice and golden brown here. We're dribbling out a little bit. But this took about 5 to 8 minutes to get this nice golden brown color. You can hear it sounds crispy. And we'll just remove that off the heat now. Alright, so here it is all finished. Look at that cross section. Delicious. I'm so excited. We're gonna try it now. I don't think I got meat in that bite. And I talked about making sure you get something in every bite. There's the meat. It's nice and full of taco-y flavor. That's from simmering it. The beans, I love beans in my burritos. You get a hint of the Sriracha, which adds a nice spiciness to the burrito. I love the double layered cheese in there. All in all, I'd say this is one of my favorite dishes. It's definitely one of my husband's favorites. He raves about it all the time. You'll definitely have to try it. So I hope you give this one a go. And you can find the recipe in the description below and on our Facebook page. And thank you for watching.